Hi, everyone. My name is Michelle Benz, and I'm a conference production director here at Fierce. And I manage the agenda and the speaker recruitment for the Fierce Biotech Summit and several other events. And joining me today is Ayla Ellison from the editorial team.
Hey, Michelle. I'm Ayla Ellison. And as Michelle said, I'm from the editorial team. I'm the editor in chief of Fierce Healthcare and Life Sciences, which includes three of our prestigious publications, which are Fierce Healthcare, Fierce Pharma, and Fierce Biotech, which we're going to be talking about a lot today.
And I'm really excited to dive into this and talk about why we're so excited about the upcoming summit. So, my first question for you, Ayla, is what is the theme of the summit this year?
So, this year, the theme for our Biotech Summit is the future of biotech. And really, what it's meant to do is to cover all of the developments and advancements in the industry and what comes next. So, it's a really more of a positive outlook, I think, than some of the conversations that have been had in the industry in years past. And so, I'm really looking forward to just diving deep into discussions. We have some really interesting ones planned on cell and gene therapies. We're looking ahead at the IPO market, and we're also examining how the industry has navigated some regulatory challenges and what lies ahead in this election year. So, a lot of interesting things to come, but really taking a look ahead in the industry. And for this summit, particularly, Michelle, you've been involved in planning all parts of the event since it launched. Is there anything different about the summit this year?
Yeah, great question. We do have a couple new things I want to mention. So, first big news is we have two new tracks this year. We added our preclinical and CMC track, as well as our PR and communications track. These are not rigid tracks, so you can go in and out through all the different options that we have and find content that's most interesting to you throughout the 2 days that we have. We also have more sessions, more speakers, and more topics than ever before. So there's a lot of great opportunities to find new connections. And we make that even easier now by offering one-to-one meetings. So you can have those in-person conversations and make new friends and contacts a lot easier at the summit, which I'm really excited about. I think that's one of the most fun parts about this event is the networking opportunities.
Absolutely.
What are you most excited about for the conference this year, Ayla? Is there any sessions you want to mention?
Yeah, so the agenda for this year's Biotech Summit is really stand out from start to finish. There are a few that I am particularly excited about. There's one panel discussion that focuses on the obesity drug boom, which I think is going to be wonderful. GLP-1s have been a major part of the news cycle for quite some time now. And this panel is going to really delve into the topic shaping the future of obesity drugs. We're going to take a look at everything from notable clinical trials to reimbursement issues, really cover it from all aspects. And I think it's going to be a really insightful conversation for everyone involved. And then the other one that I'm really excited about and that I love to be a part of every year or watch every year is the Fierce 15 Where Are They Now panel. Like I said, this is one that's on the agenda every year, but I love it. It's my favorite. We bring together a group of past Fierce 15 winners and we get them on stage and we talk about what's going on with their companies now, how things have played out since maybe we interviewed them, a couple years ago or 5 years ago. Some of them are some of the executives that we'll have up on stage and scientists. Sometimes they've moved companies or their company has a different name. And so it's always interesting just to hear from them about the challenges they've overcome, the successes they've had. And also it's wonderful to hear the advice that they have for other biotechs that are out there as well. What about you, Michelle? Is there a session or two that you're looking forward to as well?
Yeah, I have so many favorite sessions, so it's hard to narrow that down, but there's a couple that stand out. We have one that's going to be really exciting on day 2, and it's on empowering women's health. So we have two fantastic females who are really going to bring this session to life. We have Dr. Monique Gary, who is a breast surgeon and the co-host of The Doctor Is In, and Dr. Charlotte Owens, head of medical affairs and outcomes research from Oregon. And they're going to be discussing what's going on in the women's health space since President Biden's executive order on biotech innovation and research earlier this year. They're going to kind of talk about what that did for the industry, how it's facilitating easier access to resources and funding, making women's health initiatives more accessible and impactful, which I'm really excited to hear from both of them. And we also have a really exciting panel called Cracking the Code, Effective Biotech and Big Pharma Partnerships. And this panel actually has some big pharma and some smaller biotechs, as you could probably imagine. And they're really going to talk about the different successful collaborations and partnerships that they've each had. Talk about what really makes those collaborations effective, share their strategic blueprint for cultivating effective partnerships within this ecosystem, and what they determine as the components for success. So we have some really great speakers from Eli Lilly, from Bayer, from Innovent Bio, and from Mirador Therapeutics, and I think it'll be a fantastic conversation.
Absolutely.
Now,
Sounds like a wonderful one.
you mentioned the Fierce 15 panel that we have on the agenda this year, and I was curious if you can tell me a little bit more about the Fierce 15 winners and what's new this year.
Yeah, so the Fierce 15, Fierce Biotech's Fierce 15 has been around for years and years. And this one, that the special report, it went live on August 6th. So the 15 winners for this year are now publicly out there. We have the special report on our website. But I'm really excited because at the Biotech Summit every year, it's our chance to honor the Fierce 15 winners in person at an award ceremony. Like I said, this year's Fierce 15 list is incredibly impressive. I think it's one of our best ever. It's truly a global list. We even have a biotech on the list for this year that's out of New Zealand, which isn't typically somewhere that's brought up when you're talking about biotech startups. We have different companies on the list that not only are doing amazing things with science and for clinical outcomes, but they're also making strides in sort of diversity within their own companies and leadership. So I'm personally looking forward to getting the opportunity to meet many of the winners this year at the Biotech Summit to honor them and the work that they've done, their achievements so far, and what's next for them as well.
Yeah, that sounds so exciting. I know it's one of my favorite events at the conference each year is that big reception where everyone gets to celebrate and recognize their accomplishments. So I think it's going to be the best one yet.
I hope so.
Well, we hope you can all join us September 30th and October 1st in Boston, and we'll hope to see you there.
See you in Boston.